with Eric, we talked about that a lot earlier. The fact that he was a defensive player for us, and he still has a defensive mentality. Both, all three of the kids are very hard-headed. They're very physical kids. They'll get after you a little bit. Eric came in, and like I said, he backed us up last year, and when Spears had his troubles and things last year, we were really hesitant to put him in just because of the lack of experience and things like that. So that gives you some idea of how far they've come along in such a short amount of time. Eric's doing a lot better job taking care of the ball. He can run it. His reads are starting to get better week in and week out. He did tweak his ankle this last game. That's still an issue for us. But he's doing a heck of a lot better on his reads. He makes us go. I mean, offensively, he's the guy that pulls the trigger for us, of course, but he's also the guy that can pull it down and run it. He checks our plays for us and does a very good job there. So he's starting to understand the game and learn the game just can't be played on emotion. And to be honest with you, at defense, you can play on emotion and not think and just run and hit people. And that's helped him a great deal, having to play a position where he's in charge and where he has to lead. And I think it's helped him mature. Odie, what can you say? He's 5'6", 145 pounds, maybe soaking wet. Just runs very hard, very physical kid. We always wanted to carry the ball. We've been talking the last 2 or 3 years about wanting to carry the ball. We always kind of laughed because he was so slow, and he's still not picked up a lot of speed. He's a 4'9" type kid. Come along very physical, does an excellent job blocking. Just a competitor. And anytime I think you put a competitor in a situation where they don't have the ball in their hands, good things are going to happen to you. And he's proved that year in. I think he's their leading rusher, leading touchdowns. And if you'd asked me at the beginning of the season, I don't think that would have been an issue. Of course, the third man, and Manning brothers, Andy. Andy will probably be the most athletic of the two. To be quite honest with you, he's going to have a bigger body. He moves pretty well. He's matured a great deal this year. It's tough being a little brother in the Manning family, trust me. I watched them operate together. But Andy's coming along, playing special teams for us, and he's backup linebacker right now. And we'll get away from doing what he's going to do, probably vie for a starting job next year.
Well, I've been waiting for 4 years or 3 years to get my chance at running back. And Coach Lucas finally gave me my chance, and I really appreciate it. But honestly, I didn't. If you would have told me last year that'd be me and Eric in the backfield, I wouldn't have believed you. So, I mean, it's a little surprising, but I think we both knew we could do it. For since we've been little.
Well, my freshman year, I've always played back quarterback position, and I got to learn from Chase Hall and Scott Spears for 2 years, and I've been playing defense. I've been playing defense and quarterback both my whole life, but this year I got my chance to play quarterback, and I really like it.
Never, to my knowledge, I'll say that, has never manifested itself and rolled over on the practice field. They actually joke about it quite a bit. I remember one play this year that Eric checked out of a play that was supposed to go to Odie. They got to the sideline, and Odie looked at me and said, he checked out after it was supposed to come to me, don't you? And they joke and cut up about it. I'm sure there's animosity. I've got a brother. We used to beat the tar out of each other every chance we got. I'm sure they still do those type things. But like I said, this year, with all the kids, and the Mannings included, have kept their personal issues. And like I said, I think they're really happy for each other. They're pretty close-knit. You mess with one, you mess with all type mentality. And that's kind of what we like about them. They'll take care of each other and take care
We've
of each
played
other.
together since Little League. We played for the Buccaneers back at LCYFL, and we've been playing with each other in the backyard for a long time, so pretty much we know what each other's going to do.
Same thing. We've grown up together, and we read each other, and we both know how tough the other one is, and it's just, I don't know, we work well together, I think.
So playing in the Manning backyard, pickup football games, was there ever a scenario to where, hey, y'all's playing for a state championship or Super Bowl or something like that?
All the time.
Yeah, you dream about that stuff from when you're little to, your whole life, and we're lucky enough to get that opportunity.
It taught us to be really competitive. And our grandpa too, he played college basketball and college baseball, and they both taught us through those years, and that taught us a lot.
Growing up playing with each other and playing with each other's friends and everything, it's just, it's fun, and it's, we're lucky to have, people to play with and not be an only child and have that opportunity and to just play with each other and, get that experience. It's helped a lot.
They know that each one of us will be as physical as they possibly can, and when you can rely on the guy next to you doing that, especially in a game like football, that helps you out a great deal. Eric and Odie and Andy are all very physical kids. You very rarely hear about being hurt, being out. Eric practiced yesterday. My fault entirely that he did. Should have let him down. But he practiced yesterday and went through it with a tweaked ankle. They just don't do it. They come to work every day. They put their hard hats on, and that goes back to their parents and how their parents raised them. Just to be tough, good-nosed, hard-nosed kids. Now, Taylor's done a lot of work that people don't see, and it's starting to show a little bit, especially when we line up and put 8-9 in the box, and he's the guy that has to erase the big play. The last 3 or 4 weeks, he has erased several touchdowns that should have went because of his technique and him being a hard-nosed and being a smart kid. He's able to come up and stop those touchdown runs that should have went and really kept us from blowing the game out. And he saved those type touchdowns and has kept us in the game and kept our numbers where they needed to be. Very spiritual young man. You couldn't ask for a better kid. On and off the field, works very hard, has a respect of the team. He's a hard hitter, very good baseball, all-around athlete, just an all-around kid. One of the ones that you hope your kid grows up to be.
This season's been awesome. Started out, I didn't play a whole lot at the beginning of the season, you know, I had that concussion, got it against Russell County. I've actually missed 2 games because of that, the Russell County game and the Danville game. And just recently I've been playing a lot more. We've been running the nickel set a lot, which is where I get most of my playing time. And I think it's been awesome. God's really blessed me this season through injuries. This team, I really think that there's no way that we could have went 5-6 last year and 14-0 this year so far without it being a God thing. Really, I've seen this team come together just in a way that's, I don't know, I've never seen anything like it, which is awesome. I don't know, I guess recently I've actually had a lot more opportunities from big tackles and stuff, chasing people down. I'm not the fastest guy, but I've learned one thing, that you got to be willing to sacrifice. You got to be able to be willing to sacrifice something to get something in return. And you know, in football and in life, and you know, this season we've sacrificed a lot, and you know, it's came with big rewards. I credit that a lot to Coach Lucas. He's really taught us that lesson that if you want something in life, you have to work for it.
He can step in and play quarter. We've got all the faith in the world that Taylor can do that. But right now, his niche is at nickelback and free safety for us, and he's earned his keep. He really has. I'm going to have the count at the end of the season how many touchdowns he's saved, because I know it's been several, especially with Esther County playing them twice, and you know, the other night against Sheldon Clark, he had to have 4 or 5 there. You know, those are big plays that, you know, that sometimes you see and sometimes you don't. But the young man has made them week in and week out. He's overcome injury. He played the last 2 weeks with a deep thigh bruise. You can't tell it. You know, he never complains. He never says a word. He just goes about his business and does his job.
Eric's great. He's awesome. He's a great quarterback. Defense has always been my thing. I'd rather hit people than get hit. It's more fun to do the hitting. Defense, I love it. It's awesome. Free safety, that's what I play. I love being able to stop people, and it's a lot more fun to keep people from scoring than it is to actually score, in my opinion. That quarterback, me and him, Eric, we were battling for the position. Eric won it outright. He's done a great job. I honestly don't think that we would have had as good of a season if I was back there leading the team. He's a great leader. He's really taken control of the offense this year and done a great job. Every one of us pretty much play another sport, or most everybody plays another sport. And you know, we built that relationship through the years. I know I've played football, baseball, basketball, some of these kids since I was 5 and 6 years old. You can't, there's nothing like that. We've got so close. We know what each other's going to do before they actually do it. We've picked up on each other's habits. We just became so close. It's like a brotherhood. It's awesome.
Well, really got started halfway through summer when we got the great idea to cut Cody's hair like it is.
Good haircut.
Bowl haircut.
Yeah, and he decided to grow out the beard the whole season. He said I should do it too, so me and him started it. And then about second week of the season, JP really needed to shave, and he looked at us and said, well, since we're 2-0, I'm going to jump in with you. So really, that's how it got started.
Have you got any grief from your parents or classmates or anything about your beards or your hairy face?
My mom actually likes the beard. The haircut she's not too fond of, but it's just all part of the game.
So do you think, JP, do you think y'all keep this after Saturday, keep this kind of style?
No, strictly for football, nothing else.
Yeah, I'm trimming mine up too.
All right, thanks guys.